I haven't done this in 20 years, and what I found was when I was 20, I could remember a set, but I'm 41, I'm going to write it down and just kind of set it to the side. Pretend you don't see it, okay? So, I guess to start, who's got white guilt? Anybody? A little bit? Good, yeah. Good. I think really if you've got a conscience at all and any concept of history, you should have a little bit of white guilt if you're white. And what I really like is the way that different people handle it. Now, me personally, I hold doors open for minorities. Works out. Hi, my name's Dylan. Listen, most of my ancestors fought on the Confederate side of the war, and they probably mutilated, raped, lynched a lot of your ancestors. Call it even? Huh? No? Sometimes, you throw them. After you, sir, because that makes all the difference. I know he's walking through and saying, "Sir, he called me sir." It's like the weight is lifted off of. Yeah, that's going to make all the difference in the world. Did you hear me? Is that what I'm being told? Can you hear me now? All right, that's better. Should I start over? No. All right. But what amazes me too is we still have African American is still a thing, and Latino American is still a thing, but that's still there. You make this incredible assumption when you say African American. What's Sammy Sosa? Cuban American. Or is he African Cuban? You make these huge assumptions when you jump out there with that. And so what do you accomplish with it? I called him African American. Now he knows that I respect his race and culture. I called her Asian American, so now she's not going to fuck up my nails. What? She's a podiatrist. What were you thinking? Were you thinking nail salon, you racist? But it's almost like superstition when you think about the way we do that. And we're superstitious people, right? So really we are. And superstitions are just the ultimate in ego, because we're very egotistical too as a species. You break down a superstition to its very base, and what you get is, if I don't wear this special shirt, my team's going to lose. That's the most egotistical thing in the world when you think about it. And you think, no, I'm not gonna watch the game. I can't watch the game when I watch my team loses, so I can't watch it. I'm gonna sit at home in the dark with my special shirt on and not watch, and then I'm gonna wait and find out who won after the game's over. Because that's what sports is all about, right? Why watch it? Excuse me, this is the worst allergy season I've ever suffered. But you also get those superstitions of, my favorite. I got sick this week because I called in sick to work last week and I wasn't really sick. Every virus in the world is conspiring to teach you a work ethic by giving you bird flu. When actually you're getting bird flu from what? Backyard chickens, right? Backyard, I grew up on a farm, and I moved away from the farm to get away from livestock in my backyard. And now I live in the middle of the city, and there are goats in my neighborhood. Goats and neighborhood are two words that should never go together. We have goats, there's a lady with ducks in our neighborhood. In the city, there's ducks in her backyard. And that's where we're going to get the bird flu, and that's where we're going to get the zombies, right? Who's ready for the zombies? Yes. You know why? Because that's freedom, right? Not being a zombie, because that'd be freedom. But no, the best thing about zombie apocalypse, that when I wake up and I see my neighbors shuffling along the street, gnawing on a newborn, I'm not going to work. I'm not, no mortgage, no paying bills. Now the downside, no internet. No internet's a big problem. Everybody else can go loot the gun stores and the Walmarts. I'm going straight to the library because I can no longer Google what can I eat. What plants are not going to kill me now? And of course the downside to no internet, no porn. Then that's a big, unless you want to watch Zombies Fuck. Which, I do that, I watch Zombies Fuck. I would take the last 2 batteries from my hoard to film Zombies Fucking actually, probably replay it over and over. Yeah. Now I don't, See, I'm talking about porn in front of my son and my mother, so I'm bridging generations here. Mom, I don't watch porn a lot, but when I do, it's celebrity sex tapes. Anybody watch those? Not the good ones, not the really pretty people, but like Screech from Saved by the Bell. Anybody watch that? It's performance art. He holds the camera on his own face the entire time, and he just has this stream of consciousness rant while two women inexplicably allow him to enter them. And he just talks and talks. Gene Simmons has one. Anybody seen that one? Really? I'm the only one? No. No way. No, and he wears a t-shirt the entire time, and he has socks pulled up to his knees, and he's got that candy floss hair, and he's got a gut, so he's got like a shelf over his cock, and he's just mashing his flaccid worm against this lady's inner thigh. And this is the closest she's getting to celebrity, so, well, good for her. The Octomom. Did you know the Octomom has a sex tape? Do you remember the Octomom? Her 15 minutes are well over, so of course she made a sex tape. She has one, and it's the most horrific thing you could imagine. Go ahead and imagine it, and now multiply it by 20. That's how awful it is. Because first it starts with an interview, and if you've ever heard her interviewed, you know why nobody liked to interview her. So she's talking about why she's making a sex tape, and then the sex starts. And it's real low. And she starts playing with her tits, so she's kind of like doing some of this. And then she switches up against the other side a little bit. Then she just starts rubbing one out, so she's just doing a little bit of this right here. Yeah. Her coos is bigger than the guy who runs the magic card game at the comic shop. And probably twice as smelly. I mean, just, it's awful. It's horrifying. You know, the pro-choicers are really missing an opportunity with her. I think they should follow those 8 kids, because when they get older, I have a feeling they're going to be willingly speaking about why they wish they had been aborted. I think it's really a missed opportunity there. But abortion jokes in front of my wife and my mom and my son, it's good times. Speaking of abortion, have you been to Disney World lately? I'm going somewhere here. When you drive to Disney World, you cross into Florida, and it's billboard after billboard after billboard of all these anti-abortion signs. SUVs full of families who've already made a good life decision for what they're going to do are being told not to have an abortion. And you know that SUV with 13 kids in it, and the 2 parents in front are driving by those going, yeah, that knowing look, yeah. We went this past year, my wife and son and I, and we decided our favorite thing at Disney World now are the families who have been there for like a week and just absolutely hate each other now. And they fight, but they fight and they have mouse ears on and they've forgotten. And so you see them and they're walking and the dad just, why are we coming to this fucking park again? I don't fit in any of the goddamn rides. Why do you hate me so much? And the mom's just, I'm gonna kill you in your sleep. It's really more entertaining than anything you can imagine. And we enjoy, we're kind of an odd family, so we enjoy that sort of thing. And my wife and I call ourselves Gomez and Morticia because when we go to parties, the few times we're invited, people just kind of move away. And it's not, you know, it's not like they excuse themselves. We'll be in the middle of a conversation and they'll just... And it's, you know, an excuse would be nice, I think, courteous, but no, they just kind of wander away. And I feel sorry for my son. I feel so sorry for him because he's going to deal with us. So he's going to be bringing girls home soon. He's going to be bringing home dates, and he's going to, I just see him outside. All right, look, don't make eye contact with my dad because that's a cue to talk. And don't make a 70s reference in front of my mom because she'll start singing and it'll be some song that means nothing to either of us. And just go get this over with as quickly as we can. And it's pretty much every generation has to kind of reconcile their youth a little bit there. And we're watching our parents' generation do it now every time a pledge drive comes through PBS. You know those shows where it's like the best of the doo-wop groups, and there's like 70-year-olds in the audience just kind of